Hello guys, welcome
Hello.
back to our channel. Today we are filming a 2021 in review video. This year has probably been the longest but the quickest year that we've had.
It's insane. Thinking back to like the things we're doing 8-10 months ago, it feels like a different lifetime. I don't know.
I know. Yeah, we're filming from West Cork. We're here for a couple of days and we thought, oh, we'll just quickly film our video, and it's such a picturesque location.
Yeah, and New Year's is coming up and it's a perfect way to look forward into 2022.
Yeah, and reminisce about the year.
Yeah.
2021 January, the year started off with us being in a lockdown in South Africa, and Kate and I had planned to have our wedding in February 2021, and all of our family were going to fly from various parts of the world, and it was all planned, set to go. We did all of the planning in December 2020, and then with the lockdown announced, all of our plans came to a halt and a lot of our family couldn't come. So we decided to have an elopement wedding, and we planned it in a week. We had it at Kate's parents' house. It was very intimate. It was just my dad, my sister, Kate's best man. Unfortunately, Kate's parents couldn't make it because they were stuck in Mauritius. And it was
they phoned in.
It was very, very sweet, very romantic, and I don't know, I feel like it's such a cute part of our story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it was cute.
You know, part of why we got married and had an elopement was because we were moving, and it is a little bit easier to move married than as a de facto spouse. And then the other part is that our wedding was meant to be in May 2020, and I think we just didn't want to wait any longer.
Yeah, it had been so long and we're just so ready.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so the actual big reception wedding is still planned for April 2022.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But I think I'm content knowing that if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
At least we have
We're
each other.
together. You know, things were falling into place. Bianca had gotten her job offer, I think in December, for her company here in Ireland. We had moved out of our apartment, moved all our furniture, storage, ready to move, and lockdown struck and we were stuck in South Africa. So we needed a visa, or I needed a visa being on a South African passport to get into Ireland, which wasn't a requirement before. And so that put us in a bit of a situation. Fortunately, in some ways, my parents were stuck in Mauritius, which gave us the option to stay on their property. Newlyweds, obviously, just the two of us, which was really nice. But there were some downsides. I threw myself into work. I guess we're on a really big project, really enjoying it, but it just meant I was in Durban probably at least once a month, flying down to Durban and back, leaving Bianca alone, with I think we both had a lot of anxiety about Ireland and when it was going to happen, how it was going to happen.
Yeah, because Ireland went into a very strict lockdown. They completely shut down their borders. They shut down everything.
Yeah, there was nothing happening, and it was a bit uncertainty about Bianca working remotely as well, because there's some strict laws in the EU about information, and so we're unsure what was going to happen if Bianca needed to look for a new job or get something back in South Africa. Where we're going to move? Do we need to move back into an apartment? And it was a stressful time in our lives, I think. But we got through it. Bianca's company passed all the checks and the laws, and they managed to ship her laptop to South Africa somehow through the postal service, and it came through. And and we set up we moved into a cottage, which my parents own on the property, just to have some of our own space. And Bianca set up a little workstation, and we kind of settled in until the next part of our lives in May.
March and April we spent in Johannesburg, and we realized that there possibly wasn't going to be an end to the travel restrictions in Ireland, so we decided to take the opportunity to maybe work remotely from Cape Town. And so one weekend
Yeah.
we packed up our bags, we booked an Airbnb in Cape Town City, and we drove all the way from Joburg to Cape Town. Well, we actually went to stay in Somerset West for a
Somerset
week
West.
with our friends.
Which
And
was really nice.
that was really nice, and just spent the next month in Cape Town, and then at the end of the month we were meant to come back, but we unfortunately caught COVID. It was a bit of like a tough time figuring out, do we drive back to Johannesburg even though we're sick,
COVID positive, yeah.
COVID positive, or do we just extend and stay? And we decided to extend and stay in
Yeah.
Cape Town. And we both recovered. We were completely fine. It was a very wasn't nice having COVID, I'm not gonna lie. It was very, Kate didn't have many symptoms, but I really struggled. So we stayed in Cape Town for an extra 2 to 3 weeks, and while we were in Cape Town we got the notification that Ireland had lifted the visa restrictions on South African passport holders, and so we were clear to go. And now we needed to figure out what we were going to do. Get back
from Cape Town, pack, and all.
It was really tough. And essentially we sold my car in Cape Town, took a flight from Cape Town to Johannesburg, and then had planned to stay in Johannesburg for a week.
See the family, friends.
To see the family and friends before we were meant to fly out to Dublin.
So we've checked in here at Cape Town International Airport, currently at Mugambeen. It is 5:30 in the morning. We're up at 4 packing, so we're quite tired. But we're boarding the plane and should be in Joburg at 9, and we hope...
Do you want to take the next part? What happened in that week?
So in that week, we had read up a lot of stories on how people had been testing positive to COVID 4 weeks after their initial test, and it didn't mean that they were sick or contagious. It just showed up in the results, and we were so nervous that we wouldn't be able to go, and the flights were really expensive, that before booking flights we said, let's go get a test and make sure we're definitely negative. We can book flights then, get another test and fly. Went and got tested. We both came back negative, which was a huge relief, I think, for both of us. And at the time we were actually at a farewell lunch for Bianca's aunt, who was leaving for England with her family, with Bianca's gran and her dad and stepmom and family. And we just realized when we saw the negative results that there's so many chances that could ruin it for us. Again, the lockdown could come back, we could catch COVID again, we could get cold feet. I don't know, there was just a lot of things, and we just looked at each other, and I think with a bit of help from your family and your aunt sort of convincing us, we said, we've got the negative, let's just go.
Yeah, let's book flights.
So that night we came home, we booked flights for 2 days later. The next day...
Actually, the next night we booked flights the next night.
The next day I got the last few things from work. We packed up the rest of our things. We went and saw your mom, who we hadn't seen. We'd obviously been staying with my mom, so we saw her, saw some last minute friends, and we got on the plane and left, which was incredible. It was a really stressful 2 days, getting together all the paperwork and like making sure we have everything landed, and quarantine, obviously. Which surprisingly, as much as we wanted to get out and explore Ireland, and as much as how expensive it was, I think we really appreciated it in the long run. Looking back, we really did well together in quarantine. We didn't fight or get nasty or anything. Maybe it's the newlyweds. And we also, it gives us a chance to get into Ireland, get our ducks in a row, sort out SIM cards and whatever, without having to worry about finding a place to live and work and car and transport. It's just 2 weeks where, okay, we're in the country, let's just relax, deflate, and go from there.
It was actually somebody that I was messaging on Instagram that actually changed my mindset on hotel quarantine, because when she was telling me about it, she was like, for her it was so relaxing because it's so stressful to move. So you
Yeah.
have like this week and a half buffer period
Yeah,
between.
it's almost like everything stands still
Yeah.
while you just catch up with life.
Yeah.
And so grateful for our really good friends, Andy and Robin, who we could stay with for 2 weeks. We moved in with them. I mean, staying with someone who had a spare room, food, a car, had been here for a year or two, you know, knew everything, was able to show us the areas, tell us about the areas, what they're like, was just a game changer, really.
Yeah.
And we can't appreciate enough like what they did for us, I think, in those 2 weeks as well.
Yeah, I think I'll always be so grateful to them. We moved here not really having very close friends or family
Yeah.
in the area, and they really reached out to us and paid it forward and made our transition from South Africa to Ireland so seamless.
And that was kind of the move into Ireland, the obviously the finding a place to stay in the car, are big decisions that we had to come through, and we've chatted about it in the vlogs. It's different to South Africa. You know, it's a lot more demand here, but so lucky to get the apartment we got. We really love it. We feel at home. We were talking the other day that we'll stay in that area for years to come, you know.
I mean, since we moved to Ireland, I feel like we've shared so much of what's happened to us, and you know, starting our YouTube channel. My sister actually gave me the idea. She gave me the idea, and when I look back and watch our first vlog, the vlog when we were getting ready to leave,
Buying a discount, I remember.
versus now, it feels like two completely different people.
Yeah.
It feels like it was yesterday, but it also feels like a version of me that was like 10 years ago.
So long. I can't believe that was only 6 months
6 months
ago. Was
ago.
our first video. So
This YouTube channel has been so great for us to reflect on all of the events that have happened to us, and we think, oh, this is going to be so amazing for our kids to watch one
yeah,
day.
that's what I like.
How
We
cute.
really appreciate you guys
Yeah.
watching, and whether there was 10 subscribers or the 500 we have, it's amazing. It's not what we
Yeah.
expected at all.
No, yeah,
But
definitely
we
didn't.
can't wait to like show our kids one day, our grandchildren, you know.
Show them
It'll
a
be
part of our
amazing
life,
what it was like. So
know a lot of people who had the opportunity to move overseas initially feel scared. I also felt so scared.
yeah.
It wasn't an easy decision to make, but I feel like, what's the worst that could happen?
That's my manager in South Africa, I think, gave me a really good piece of advice one day while driving, and I was saying, you know, how do you know what to do, you know, which job to take, which country to move to. And he looked and he said, there's no wrong answer. It's life. It's not like you're going to choose one answer and everything's going to go wrong. Yes, the answer you choose, or the way you choose, might not be everything you hoped it to be, but then you make a new choice, and a new choice after that. And you can always, if we came here and it wasn't everything, you
That
know,
we'd hoped
we moved
for.
to Amsterdam, we moved back home, like nothing is set in stone forever. You can always change your circumstances. So
That's true. Yeah.
so I think that opened my eyes a bit, and like what's the worst that can happen? Try it, take the leap.
What is the saying? The grass is always greener
You
where
know,
you water it.
Yeah. So
I guess that brings us to what our plans are for 2022.
2022, very exciting. Who can really say what your plans are going to be?
Yeah.
I know for my side, it's in 2022 my probation ends at work, obviously, which opens some other doors for me, and I'm really looking forward to opening up more at work, bigger strides, bigger differences, bigger changes. That's something that I'm gonna strive for. Something we've spoken about is we've just been saving as much as we can, saving just for property. And it doesn't have to be the forever house, it doesn't have to be the biggest mansion, just something that's ours. I don't know if it'll be 2022, but it's something we're definitely going to be building toward. Sorry to the family, but no babies yet. That's further down the line.
Yeah.
Travel.
Although nobody's been
No
asking
one's
us.
bugging us. Maybe they're
Yeah.
waiting for the wedding. The wedding, 2022,
Yeah.
we're gonna have our big reception, which we're really looking forward to. It'll also be the first time we go back to South Africa and see our friends and family. So, other thing for 2022, and more for 2022 is some travel.
Oh yeah.
Some travel, want to see more of Europe, some cheaper travel, maybe. Saving for a house, now we're talking about traveling.
No, we need to be careful, but like we also, like you said, you don't want to miss out.
We've come to Europe to
Yeah.
explore the world, so see some more of my sister and my family.
Yeah,
and
it's so nice to just spend more time with your sister. She's been living and working in London since Kate and I
10
met.
years, yeah.
Yeah, so to be so close to her
So
and
we're so excited to be her neighbor.
yeah,
To see the things with her and explore things with her is going to be so nice. So
yeah.
see more. I haven't seen my dad in almost 2 years now. So
Hopefully
spend
you'll
some
see
time
your
with-
dad.
See my dad in 2022, so that'll be really nice. And
My next biggest goal for 2022 is to learn how to pronounce Irish towns and cities.
names.
But yeah, that's it from
That's
us.
been our year. Missing home a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
I adore South Africa. I adore my friends and family in South Africa. But so excited for the opportunities that are here to explore different cultures, different cities, different people.
Yeah.
With you.
So much for supporting
Thank
our
you
channel.
for supporting us and watching and liking and subscribing.
Yeah, we're very, very grateful, and we really like this little small online community of people that we've created. And
put in the comments what you want to see in 2022.
oh yeah,
Anything you want to know about, anything you want to see, whether it's different countries you want us to travel to on your behalf, we're happy to do that.
Send us the money.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and put the bell on. Bye guys.
Bye guys.